The only way you can get away with an acid attack in London and not get caught within a day is if you have basically no fingerprint, no facial recognition profile, no social media accounts, no bank accounts, no mobile phone, nothing. He is an illegal immigrant who arrived on a dinghy. He arrived on a boat. He was never registered or recognized ever. We have no border whatsoever. No. So they allow this to happen to tax-paying, law-abiding citizens having acid thrown in their face because some psycho from God knows where turns up. And the police are sitting, a whole task force of NCA are sitting in a dark room going through my social media trying to put me in jail.
It's some dumb shit, man. It's some dumb shit.
On what level of clown world are we? On what level of clown world are we operating on?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else to do. There's no stabbing epidemic. The watches are getting stolen in London. The cars, every Range Rover gets stolen. Like, they have nothing else to do. Well, of course, they don't care. They don't care. They don't sit there and say, let's actually protect the population and do something important. No, they don't care. They say, let's get Andrew, because that will show people at home that you can't tell the truth, that you can't get too big and you can't get too popular, and that if you have opinions, you should keep them to yourself. And next time the COVID comes around and you know it's garbage, you should probably shut up because you don't want to end up like Andrew. Look what happened to Andrew. And that's what's going to happen. I don't think I have a fair shot in any Western court. I don't think I have a fair shot anywhere. I have a fair shot with God. That's it. That's all I've got left.
I was going to say this in the beginning of the podcast as well, but Allah says in the Quran, I will not burden the soul. I will not burden the soul with much.
I will not burden the soul with what it cannot bear.
There we go.
Like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
It's true.
And it's in your case, it's like, do you see it as yourself, God testing you?
Well, the thing about all of this, which is so interesting to me, is that, and maybe this is cope, but I would consider it a reframe. My enemies could only make me stronger. You're going to put me in jail. You think I won't come out a more formidable opponent from jail? I mean, there are so many things that could happen to me that would be worse than jail. I could get cancer. I could be in a car crash. I could lose a loved one. I could end up at war. So many worse things in jail. People think jail is terrible. And yeah, jail is bad. But on the list of bad things that can happen to you, jail is actually somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Jail ain't a thing. The government can assassinate me. I'm sure it's crossed their minds. One day they will. But until they assassinate me, they're going to have to put me in jail.